Good morning everyone and welcome to our homestead. This is just a very quick video to talk about, actually to warn you about a product that we bought and recommended, and we've had two of them now and they don't work. So we're going to talk about what it is and I'm going to tell you why you need to avoid it. Well, here it is. It's this thing. It's our electric fence energizer, our solar energizer from Powerfields. This is the second one I've had. You can see we're blinking red, which means the battery is pretty much completely drained. Now, the company that sells this is not the manufacturer. It is another company called State Line Tack. Now, they've been good to me and they've made it right. So they're gonna give me my money back for this one. Originally, the first one that I had was doing the same thing. It was in full sun pretty much all the time and the battery just drained. Now this one is rated to go on this fence right here, which is also from Powerfields. Now I haven't had any issues with the fencing itself. It's actually fairly well made and it gives you a pretty good jolt when you touch it. So I want to let you know first that I'm not complaining about the products. I'm just warning everybody. Complaining, actually, if you study in your Bible, is a sin. Read what Paul has written. Read about being content, whatever your situation is. And for things like this, yes, things break. No problem. I just want companies to stand behind their products. And this company, Powerfields, has not done that. So the first one of these I had actually also had an AC charging port on it. And that gave me the ability, when the battery died, to plug it in, run a long extension cord from my barn to the chicken coop and plug it in. This one doesn't have it. So for them to send this one out right after the other one, it tells me either the other one was a very old model, which means it had an old battery in it, or the design for both of these, this new model and the old model, is just not good. Either the solar panel and charge controller cannot charge the battery properly, or the batteries are bad, or there's bad connections. I don't know what it is, but I contacted the company. The seller, which is State Line Tack, also contacted the company, and they did not answer either of us. Can you believe that? So this is the 150 S12 at 0.15 joules, and I cannot recommend these at all. So if you watched my previous video, send it back. And I apologize for even recommending this thing, because at first it worked really well. And then maybe a week, 2 weeks later, I think it was, it started to die on me. And the design of this I actually really like. But design is one thing, functionality is quite another. Now I know there's a lot of reviews of things like this out there, and some work, some don't. It's kind of a crapshoot maybe. This one is made in England, actually, not some Chinese junk knockoff. Although yes, companies who do produce their things in China can produce good quality products if they keep their supervision and engineering standards high. I understand that. That's a totally different video. But for this to be made in England, sold here, and just not work at all, and the company won't contact you back, won't call you back, that's really poor. So I do need to mention that in the instructions for this fencing, it needs to be placed in the correct position and connected properly. And this one is. It doesn't have a lot of long grass underneath, which is touching both sets of wires, which would draw more power and potentially cause some electrical problems. This one is installed properly and it has got short grass underneath it. So no problem there, and that's not the issue with the Energizer itself. So the next one we're gonna try is this American Farm Works from Tractor Supply, and it says assembled in the USA, of USA made and global parts, which is gonna be the standard, I think, from now on for most things. There's very few things you can find that are still made in the USA, and that's gonna come back to bite us in the rear end, if you ask me. So I do have to say, State Line Tech, who's the company who sold this or is selling this, they did take care of me, but it took a little bit of work to get them to do that. Reason being is I spent money on this, I had things set up, and then it stopped working. Well, I already had my chickens out here which needed to be protected. So I told the company, I said, well, I can't just send this back to you and wait for you to send another one or wait for a refund or whatever. I need to switch them out seamlessly, like I'm doing today with the one I actually bought at Tractor Supply. I could have done that before, but what they did for me, and I think I'm the only person they've ever done this for, was they sent me a new one and then gave me a shipping label, and they asked me to send this the old one back within 10 days, and they would not double charge me. So they only charged me for the one, which was the new one that they sent, even though I had both in my possession at the same time. So that was very nice of them to do. A lady, I was dealing with a lady named Debbie there. She was very cool. It did take a long time to get through that process, but I do appreciate it. So let's get these girls some protection with this new one and send this Powerfields junk back to them. And I hope I never have to see another one of those again. I hope that video was informative, and again, I'm sorry for recommending that, but sometimes you have to try products out and you can say it's working well, and then 2 weeks later it could die on you, and then another one dies on you, and then another one dies on you. So I will always keep you guys informed about how everything that I recommend here on our homestead is performing. All right, everyone, have a blessed, wonderful day. We love you. We'll see you next time. Bye.